All right, so in this video, we're going to make our website responsive. This is the what you call it, template, and you can see that. Let me stretch it out. Whoa, how come it's not doing home? Okay, it's there. It's doing columns there. So I just want to make sure that it was. And there you go. Okay, so it's doing columns. And the problem that we have, let's go ahead and inspect. And the reason why I put the inspection tool on is that we can't get it narrow enough without the inspection tool taking up some of the window space. So let me move this down a little bit. All right, so as you can see, there it goes. And when we get to, uh, there's 596. So we're going to say about 600, we have a problem. Because look what happens when I go in, mission starts to get covered up. So we have a scroll bar on the bottom, but if you move up, we can see there's a scroll bar, and that allows the person to move. We don't want our user to have to scroll back and forth, just be able to see what's going on. So, and actually we lost mission. So you can see that in order to get to mission, they can't even see mission, even if we scroll. What? All right, so we don't want that to happen. So that's the first thing we're going to fix. And we can fix that without doing any media queries. What we want to do is we want to have it so that, let's open the CSS. We already have the nav, and the nav has a flex. So let's try this. Let's just add another attribute or another property and an attribute to that property. And we're going to do flex wrap. And then the default is no wrap, but we want it to actually wrap. All right, we'll do file, save all, and refresh. And now when we run out of space, and let me move it down a little bit so you can see the numbers. So you can see that number up in this corner. Boom. Look at that. It wraps nicely. Now it would wrap even a little bit better if I made all of these the same size. So you can see that they're a little bit smaller so they're not all lined up. So if I wanted mission to line up and then when a membership came down, it would line up into 4 boxes. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it looks bad that way. But if you wanted it so that they would line up, all you have to do is, and we've done this before, is make all of them as big as the largest one, which is going to be that one. So that one's 161, say 162 in width, and that's 131, and that's 98. So if you made them all the same as membership 161, when they wrapped, they would wrap in a way that they would be all lined up. But I don't really think that's necessary, so we're not going to do that. Oh, sometimes things are more attractive when they're not all lined up like this. I think that's a nice way of doing it. All right, so that's one problem and it's solved and we didn't have to do any media queries. Yay. But we still have a problem at 600. So let's go to 600, see what the rest of the website looks like. All right, so that's 600-ish. And we can see that one of the problems is that things are starting to get squished. And especially, let's take a look at our home page, because our home page has this. And you can see from here in, it starts looking really kind of ugly. And there's really no point to it. So what we want to do is we want to have it so that these, you can see this one gets squished. And at a certain point, it's like, why do we have that side by side anyway? So let's bring it back to 600, well, a little over 600. And let's come down here and make a media query for the 600. So again, the easiest way to do it is to look in W3 Schools and look up media queries, and it'd give you the syntax, but I'm just going to type it. It's going to be at media screen and min width, and 600 pixels. And then we have to have a start brace, and it automatically puts on the stop brace for us. Move it down, and you want to make sure you always comment these so that you're not wondering what the rogue close brace is for. It's easy to get confused. So I'm going to put end of 600 and then comment this. Hold down the control key and press slash. All right, now we're ready to go ahead and do some stuff. So the first thing we want to do with the header, we want that to stack at 600 rather than being side by side. So let's come up to the header and right here. So why is it doing it? Well, it's doing it because we flexed it, and one of the children is going to be the calc. We did that calc so that it would wrap that text as it got smaller. So let's go ahead and grab both of these and copy, and then come in here and paste, and it won't line up nicely. So I have to select all that and press tab, and now it's nicely lined up. So these two is what makes this look nice side by side. So let's move up here and let's just go ahead and get rid of it. So I'm going to hold down my control key and press slash. I would delete it, except I don't want to delete anything until after I've done with all my CSS. And then I'll clean it up by coming back through here and deleting everything that's commented out. Obviously, I don't need it if it's commented. And we'll do File, Save All, and Refresh. So the first thing I do is make sure I haven't hosed it up at the larger sizes. And you can see it works out fine. So the next thing I need to do is what happens when it comes under 600. And there you go. So now it's going to be up and down rather than side by side. And that's going to work all the way in to 250. So it's tough to get to 250. Close enough, 259. So you can see that everything lines up, and you can see this looks like junk down here. And of course, these are no good. So we're going to have to fix those. So let's bring it back outside of 600. Next thing we want to do is the section. So you can say, okay, well, this is what's making everything flex. So I'm going to copy that, come down here, paste it in, clean it up, and then go ahead and just make sure you get the right stuff. I'm going to go ahead also and get rid of that. All right, so let's do File, Save All, and Refresh. Okay, nothing's hosed up, so at the high, I didn't mess anything up at the higher level. So let's see what happens when we get close. All right, so now it's stacking nicely one on top of the other. Each of these is also working pretty nice. I thought there was something wrong here. Interesting. I thought there was also a line over here. Did we not put that in? We did not. We did not. All right, so in the lesson, we put a line in between. Oh, well, we didn't do that. There used to be a line here in the lesson, but I didn't put it, obviously I didn't put it here. So we didn't need it. So in the lesson, what we had was here, we had border left, no, border right, 1 pixel solid black, File, Save All, and refresh. What did I do? Did I do right? Yes. The other right, left. All right, let's try that. Let's say, why didn't that? There we go. Now I know why I didn't put it in there. I don't know why I put that, why that needs to be there. That's kind of ugly, I think. But how do we fix that? If we did put that border left, and that would be, I would copy this section aside. paste it down here. Move it over. And then come up here and get rid of the other, because everything in section aside, all the flex stuff and the border is only necessary above 600. So I can go ahead and comment out this whole thing. File, save all. I think I might have had a border somewhere else too, and that's why. Because that line just sitting out there doesn't look right. Okay, now the line is gone. Whoop, the line is not gone. Oh, okay, now I know why. Okay, that's because what we wanted to do was just get rid of the flex stuff. No, that's not right. Hmm. Hmm. There it is. It's gone now. Oh, I wonder why it's there. So it shouldn't have been there. And everything looks good. So let's see. That's it. That's it. This website is now flexible and it's also responsive all the way down to about 250. So once we get 250, right about here, which is really tiny, you can see that everything lines up nicely and a person can see that on their phone. All right, well, that's it for this lesson.